morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on which location you are. I'm back again. I still remember myself, Jameson Ihuefo. All right, we've been discussing about cardiovascular diseases for the past since 3 days now. Monday, Tuesday, today is the third day, which is a Wednesday. And we talked about the heart, the diseases of the heart. Today we will go into the diseases of the vessel, disorders of the vessel. Yeah, but the hose now supply they connected to the fuel pump. Now the vessel is like the host. Now the vessel is supplying your whole all body and the organs. Now I want you to pay proper attention to this one. Today's lecture or awareness is going to be like a preventative lecture, a preventative measure. Because 80% of what is happening, both the heart, both the vessel, anything that is happening to them is being caused by this particular disease we are going to discuss today. Yama wishi sepunche. Ya nina anyini uhu. Disease I put today. Yama body ishi sepun the main cause of all these diseases and problems. Let me also do a disclaimer. This is not a full lecture or a full description of about these diseases, but it is just for knowledge, for us to know what is happening in our lives. So this is a very pure disclaimer, please. It's not a full explanation of about the diseases, about the disease, or maybe about a full lecture in a class. This is a disclaimer. Okay, before I move on, let me show you one or two pictures, and so that you will understand what I'm talking about. First of all, let me show you this. I don't want to mention disease now, but to show you what is happening in your body, especially your vessels, your blood vessels, the hose, from your heart to your whole body, to your organs, from your brain to your hands, your limbs, to your stomach, from there to your legs. The vessels need all those bloods. Look at it. Anything like this can happen to it. Now, this one here is open. It is correct. Blood can pass through it freely without any obstruction. But look at this one. Something is happening inside the opening of the pipe, which acts like the vessel. Something is happening there. Already the is becoming narrowed here, getting smaller and smaller. That yellow thing you are seeing there is a problem. In fact, let me tell you, that yellow thing you're seeing there is a problem that comes from what you eat. We will come to that. And this blocking here, this yellow thing here, this is the gradual process. From here to here, from here until almost more than 90% of this opening is covered. And that's when you will start having pain from any area where it is affected. We'll come to that. But just for you to remember. Also, let me show you a second pictogram where you will also understand what I'm talking about. This is like a pipe. So whenever you see this, what is that? I know you can't see this one because it's inside your body, but you can see this one outside because this one is like a pipe. pipe mmiri the outside. You always see that. Maybe you are repairing many of us has a sumo, we call it sumo. Or sumo ndị gbafucha mmiri now. Maybe na mmiri ada pass it ada agbagozi n'elu ebe ị na pump. You call the plumber to come and change your pipes and everything. Now look at what is happening. You see the good pipe now, the opening is free. So the water can pass through it freely. Now look at this pipe in the middle. Otagon chara tachukbo, because of the water not passing through it. Of course, the water not passing through it might not be pure. We always have calcium deposits and other deposits from the water on inside the pipe. Omezia the ogre the pipe ana emechi na occlude. Before you know it, the opening there will be narrowed, and the water won't pass through it freely. Maybe at the end, the other end, enough is not drop. Meanwhile, the engine now pump the mmiri and also the mmiri will go nowhere, because the pipe is already occluded. Because the water for a longer period of time has deposited some things on the lumen of the pipe, and the opening is narrowed. Without passing through. So this is just the diagram, just for you to understand what we're about to discuss. So today we will discuss about atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis. I will use that one in a. I don't wanna. We have another name that looks like it, that sounds like it. Sometimes you use many of them, interchangeably, but there's a little difference between both of them. So professional ones might know what I'm talking about, but this one for lay people to understand, let's use atherosclerosis. The other one is arteriosclerosis. The way you pronounce them is also different. The other one is arteriosclerosis, but this one is atherosclerosis. They look alike, but in terms of definition, they are different. But the main one that we are talking about right now is atherosclerosis. Now, what is atherosclerosis? I've shown you the diagram. It's very simple. You can even answer the question from there. Atherosclerosis is when there is plaque deposited or building up in the lumen of the blood vessels, which is the artery. What I mean by plaque, Plaque, plaque. What I mean by that is it's like a blockage in the middle of a road or a highway. Or highway, vucioso. That's what I mean by plaque. And what is that? In your blood vessel, it is building up of cholesterol, fat, and other mineral proteins that are deposited in your blood vessels, thereby narrowing the opening, the lumen of your blood vessels, depriving mostly bloods or oxygens, nutrients, passing or going freely to to your organs or to other parts of your body where they're supposed to supply those nutrients. So the plaque is blocking those movements of bloods. %, of the plaque is being composed of cholesterol. 80% is composed of cholesterol, fats, triglycerides. We'll talk about that. Now, this is the definition of cholesterol, definition and description of atherosclerosis. Now let's talk about those organs it may affect. Those organs this atherosclerosis will affect if the supply of oxygen and blood and nutrients are being reduced or tampered with a lot. Let's start from head to the leg, or to the leg. Let's start from there. Now, if atherosclerosis happens in your brain, what happens? If it happens in your brain, it might lead to stroke. It might lead to TIA. We call it mini stroke, or it is called mini stroke. Transient ischemic attack. It's like a small stroke that is passing by. Happens within 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But that is the fastest this thing where you can that's where the most attention is highly needed. That's where you have to be very, very fast, or else, because stroke is like when the more you waste time, the more the danger and everything is slicking in. You have to be very, very super fast to save the person. So if atherosclerosis happens in your brain, stroke is likely possible. TIA is likely possible because the artery that is supplying nutrients and oxygen to the brain is already blocked. I forgot to talk about blood clot. Sorry about that. I'm supposed to talk about blood clot. Blood clot is like a plaque that is dislodged and moved to another place. Now, when that plaque that is dislodged is moved to another place, unfortunately, we got to the artery that is narrower than the plaque or than the dislodged element, blocking blood even passing through at all. Blocking the air, that's the blocking, or block what the road. That's what it is. The plaque will go move to another smaller, narrower artery, or blocks here the artery that blood is no more getting to the organs, or the organ on our supply, or the blood is no more getting to the particular part of the body that's supposed to receive the nutrients and the oxygen. That's another deterioration and decay. That's when we'll start having problems. And the worst part is that this atherosclerosis is a slowly occurring, development disease that we don't find it. You can't even know. You don't know that it's happening. You only know that you have that problem you only know that it's happening when, or it has occurred when the problem is already there. It might even start when you are still a little baby, when you are still a child, to start developing, growing gradually until maybe when you are an adult and you subject yourself to a particular lifestyle that will even aggravate the disease to surface. So when atherosclerosis happens to your brain, stroke, TIA is likely will happen. Now let's come down to your chest. When atherosclerosis happens to your heart, even the heart itself, even though the heart is pumping blood to the body and other organs, the heart also needs that oxygen and blood nutrients to survive. The heart needs the energy in order to pump blood out of it to other parts of your body. So the heart itself also has arteries that supply oxygen and blood to itself, called coronary arteries. If those coronary arteries are blocked by dislodged plaque, it may cause heart attack, chest pain. You know, part of your heart is being deprived of oxygen, blood supply, nutrients, and it's an emergency issue. Now, if you come down to your stomach, if your digestive system lacks oxygen, the mesenteric artery now supply blood to those large intestines. Normal, they with enough oxygen and nutrients, it will start paining you. Diarrhea will start happening. If you look at Inas in Ahona, you don't know why you don't know why you're having stomach ache or something like that. It's because maybe something has blocked the arteries that supply oxygen and blood to them. You start having diarrhea. You start having stomach pain. The same thing if you go to the legs, all those arteries that supply blood vessels to your legs. If they are blocked, we call those ones like peripheral artery disease, PAD. That's what we call it. If you have those peripheral arteries are being blocked, you start having leg pain. You will start having leg pain. There's a diagram I want to show you, that will tell you. It's very, very easy. With this one, you can easily understand what this atherosclerosis can cause to you. You see this diagram? This person is having, chest pain, leg pain, and the other one is shortness of breath. That's when, if it affects your pulmonary system, your lungs. If the arteries that supply blood to your lungs are being deprived of oxygen and being deprived of blood because of the blockage being caused by atherosclerosis, all those plaques that have been depositing on your arteries, shortening the lumen, the opening, the lungs will be struggling to work, struggling to function. If you any little exercise, any little physical exercise, any like this is just what is happening. Any little thing, you start breathing like as if you're gasping for air, as if you're already collapsing. Yes, it's because your lungs are struggling to survive because of reduced oxygen being supplied to them. Now, what of the kidney? Let's talk about the kidney. If there's also a lack of oxygen and blood to kidney, definitely you will have kidney failure. Most of our people are suffering from kidney failure because of this. Kidney failure, it is because of this atherosclerosis, blocking supply of oxygen, blood, nutrients to the kidney, and the kidney is now suffering. Before you know it, failure comes in. And that is it. The kidney is gone. And the two kidneys we have play a very significant role in our system, body system as a whole. Once you have problem with your kidneys, with your lungs, I don't know what to say about it. This is a very interesting topic. Like all these diseases, heart and vessel, this is the main cause of the problem. Cardiac arrest, atherosclerosis is involved. Heart attack, atherosclerosis is involved. Stroke, atherosclerosis is involved. Heart disease, atherosclerosis is involved. So I'm gonna take my time to describe about this disease. It's gonna help us. It's a preventative measure. This is a real preventative measure. If we can be able to avoid and reduce and know about this, we're gonna reduce 80 to 90% of societal heart problems. In fact, if I should say, if we have to canvass for any disease at all pertaining to the heart, and the peripheral, the limbs and everything, the main problem we have is controlling this disease, atherosclerosis. Because we've come to realize that this disease is all about, you see, this too much fat, cholesterol, triglycerides, too much of it. That's the problem. Too much of it. That's the problem. When you eat all these things, the cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, the triglycerides, all of them will be what deposited on the arteries of your body. I know some of you might be asking, why, how come, how does the plaque develop? The plaque can develop, as I showed you the diagram of the pipe. Maybe inside the artery there's a little scratch, or maybe wearing away of the lumen, the wall of the lumen, the lining, and before you know it, there will be aggregation of white blood cells. They will start clumping, in a particular area. That area that is already wearing out, or maybe there's a scratch or something like that, and before you know it, plaque will start depositing in that area, reducing, trying to block the lumen, and problem starts. It can start from anywhere. Any disease can cause that. Hypertension can cause that. Diabetes can cause that. We are still coming to that. So what are let's move on. Then what are the causes and the risk factors? I've already explained that a little bit. The cause of the deposition of plaque in your blood vessels, especially the arteries. Hypertension is involved. Maybe when your blood pressure is very, very high, the arteries are being thwarted. Big, small, thereby extending the lining of the arteries. Anything can happen. The artery can be injured, and the deposition of the plaque, all those cholesterol, all those fats and triglycerides will start occurring. Then the risk factors that can help that to be worse is smoking. Smoking can increase the risk of the plaque forming. Physical inactivity can also contribute to the plaque forming. So we have to be very, very careful with what we eat. So if you go that now, this disease now is what is affecting our heart is what is going through our mouth. Maybe the only questions we'll ask ourselves is, what are the fatty foods we eat? Where do we get all this cholesterol? What is that food that we're eating that is even causing that has cholesterol at all? Well, I know some of us, we eat too much oily foods, Of course, every most 90% of the food we eat, all of them contain oil, cholesterol. Alcohol, alcohol. That one is even the bag of cholesterol. That's the tank of cholesterol. Alcohol. Nkwobi. Akwachacha anya otu anụnwa. Even the meat no onwe has oil. Oil agbanyekwule agbanye. Everything. Mind you, potash is also used on that. The fish we eat, the skin of the fish contains bunch of cholesterol. The skin, skin that's where cholesterol lives. Chicken is worse. The skin of the chicken is the camp. That's the camp, the base of cholesterol. But we eat everything. So if you can reduce intake of all these foods, they're gonna help us. The cholesterol will be reduced, and all these deposits on our blood vessels and that cause problems to our organs will reduce. We are doing all these things. This lecture is just for you to have the basic knowledge of what is happening inside your body. And you can also be able to tell someone who is not living well to do what? Hey, this is what the little knowledge I have about this. Can you reduce smoking? Can you reduce cholesterol? It's going to help your heart, help other organs of your body. Now, I'm taking my time to explain this because once we understand this particular topic, oh brother, it's gonna solve 90% of our problems. So what I want you to take home today is that we have to reduce the intake of cholesterol, we have to reduce the intake of fat, triglycerides. We've already known what it will cause in our body, and all these cardiac arrest, all these cardiac heart attack, and all these collapsing and falling is from what is going through our mouth. Let us reduce it, and we will live healthy. God bless my people. Tomorrow we'll continue. Tomorrow we'll talk about stroke, and that will be our final day. And maybe by Friday, I will be open to take all the questions. So if you have any question, just reserve it on the last day, which is maybe Thursday and Friday. I'll be taking note of that. Maybe by Friday, I will talk about medication management, and what if you're already having all these diseases, how we'll take care of it, manage it, and we'll go from there. And God will bless us. Thank you very much, and have a good day. I still remember myself, Jameson Ihuefo. See you next time. Thank you.